There you go.
Right button, she hit it, we're ready. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Morning all. So today we have two meetings, so we have to go in and out of both here. So the first one will be the Truth and Taxation meeting. So we'll start out with the approval of that.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
We have a motion
I'll second.
and a second. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. We are got the agenda approved. Now we need to open the public hearing for Truth and Taxation Iowa Code 24.2A.
I'll make a motion to open the public hearing at 8:32 or so.
8:32, we have a motion and a second to open the public hearing. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. We are open for business. How about discussion on this?
Okay. So there was a mailing that was sent out to all residents in Humboldt County regarding this, and it included the school, the county, and if they lived in the city, it also had their city information. As far as the Humboldt County information, our rates have dropped this year. For taxation purpose, 2.77. And the asking has gone down, so our overall total rate for the county is, including the city and the rural, is 15.19778. Last year it was 16.01983. The valuations did increase from last year, that by 5%. And with that taken into consideration, it's still, we are not allowed to use our full amount of valuation for the state's mandates. So that's why we have decreased each year, and we'll probably continue to do so for the next two at least.
So we're still set by the guidelines that Des Moines gives us.
Correct.
Then we have to try to be in those parameters, which we've done. Actually, I think done a pretty good job of. So were there any written,
No,
you
right,
never know written
objections.
objections? And I know that there was plenty of verbal, because I think I got numerous people asking, but we don't really have a whole lot we can do, so.
And it, as far as the letter goes, it goes to each landowner. It is not a very clear statement. And it only takes into consideration the cities and the county and the school. It doesn't take into consideration any other entities such as the assessors, your ag extension. This is your hospital,
College,
colleges and,
is on the school, the central side.
yeah, I think it's everything. So then it won't be an exact science on this side.
So you're saying that everything comes down from the state and we just have to accept it, whatever it comes.
Yep. Exactly, and we are receiving less reimbursements from the city. And that has really taken a toll, and we only receive, I think it's $7, Janice said, on driver's license. And then the rest of it goes to the state. Would be nice if they would up.
What does your driver's license cost? I haven't had it in quite, I mean, I haven't had to renew mine for a while. What is it now? I've got a license.
No, I know, I was gonna say, that didn't
Are you
sound
sure?
good. I haven't had a license.
I haven't renewed mine for a while. I don't know what they cost.
Depends how long you do it. I mean,
I think I'm 6 or 7 years.
yeah, I don't, mine's still valid, so. Haven't done it either. All right, anybody else have anything?
All right,
Make a motion to,
I'll make a motion to close the public hearing. That's second.
all right, we have a motion and a second to close the public hearing. I have 8:35. Any other discussion? All in favor? Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Public hearing is closed. We need to vote on this, Trish, or is this just a,
No,
Was
just
that just a-
information.
just a motion? All right, then we can actually, adjourn that meeting.
It's 3 minutes long.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Well, second.
We have a motion and a second to adjourn the truth and taxation hearing meeting. All in favor?
Aye.
Pose same sign. Motion carried. We are flying.
Yeah.
All right. Now we'll go to our second meeting.
You're too late to complain about your taxes. Meeting is
Yeah.
over.
We can open it back up if you want.
specifically complaining about my taxes.
All right, well,
It's disappointing. Good morning.
now we'll start out with the second meeting. We have to make a couple of amendments here. Nicole, the recorder wants to come down and visit about possibly adding a part-time person in her office. And also I want to put on the agenda for 6 o'clock tonight, Linda's meeting in here. And before I say it wrong, it's not the
Conference.
conference board.
It is the conference.
No, I always wanted to go with the other one.
Yeah.
So it's the conference board at 6 o'clock, so we will be here.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda with the changes and the amendments.
All right, we have a motion and a second.
Yep.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Minutes from the 23rd.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes for March 23rd, 2026.
I'll second.
In a second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. General public concern. I'm guessing that's where you're
Yes, it is.
coming in, right?
Yep. I'm Michelle Duffy, and I had messaged all of you a week or so ago after I picked up the Humboldt paper. Read the article about moving city police department from downtown to the fire station.
Yep.
And a lot of you were so kind to respond, thank you. It kind of has blown up. I didn't expect to get as much positive response. I just was trying to voice my thoughts and my opinion. But I've had a lot of response. So I wasn't gonna come today because I feel like we're in an uphill battle, but there's so many people that feel the same way. So here I am. So I guess I'm just here for discussion. That's what somebody told me to do. So here are my thoughts, and then I guess you can take it. Thanks. And then you can tell me what we can and can't do. So to me, there's like 4 issues. I know there's much more, probably more than that, but to me, there's 4 issues. To me, the main underlying issue is the city police officer pay versus the deputy sheriff's county pay. We've seen many police officers go from the city to the sheriff's department, and it's mainly because of the pay and the benefits. So if we went to one department, that would eliminate all that. It would make a fair salary pay. A second issue is the two department leaders, the city, the police chief and the sheriff. There's conflicts between them. Has been, there's conflicts between the departments, as we all hear and read about all the time. And so if we went to one department, that would eliminate that. I'm not saying which leader is right or wrong, I don't want to get into that, but it would just eliminate all of that. And a lot of people have said how they're disappointed because of course we're supposed to look up to these people, especially our youth. And when you pick up the paper and read all this, it causes lack of respect. The third issue is the cost of two departments. We're a smaller county and we're not increasing, we're decreasing. And so do we really need two departments anymore? And have we done a cost analysis on that? And could we if we haven't? And then the fourth issue is really separating the police department from the sheriff's department, really going to take care of all the issues that are above. I don't think it is. I think it's enabling the situation and not creating any resolution. So at the taxpayer's expense. So if we continue, if we combine both departments into one, we have one leader, and couldn't, I know there's an existing 28E agreement. Could we just add the city of Humboldt to that, just like the rest of the towns in the county? I know it would take more than that, but and just have it all under one law enforcement with one leader. Somebody mentioned the code enforcement for the city of Humboldt. Could that be part of the 28 agreement so that that would still be reinforced or controlled? So those are that's my input. I know that we would have to go to the city, but there are a lot of people that say that they would go to the city with me. Because I know a lot of you already have said that you have discussed this and you understand. And I know the city would be a bigger battle.
Issue number 5 on your list is now they're gonna want to add on to the fire department out there, and that's gonna take, how many millions are they gonna spend doing that?
Right. And there's
How much
some,
money are they spending?
right, and there's some big fire department people that I talked to last night that are not agreeing with this either.
I agree. I mean, and you're preaching to the choir up here. I mean, and I'm not on the board, Rick, and I'm not throwing these guys under the bus, but
all right.
Rick and Bob are our representatives for that.
The whole problem is the both departments, they need to grow up.
Yep.
They're acting like junior high kids, is what we're doing is completely ridiculous. It's a waste of taxpayers' money, I get it. Do we not just get along?
Right.
Pretty simple.
But as far as ours is an elected position.
Right.
Theirs is a hired position, right?
True.
So I don't know what we'd have to change, and
I don't know that there would be a lot to change. Obviously, you address it through a 2080 agreement, similar to what you have with the towns, but Humboldt's gonna be a little bit different in that, you know, the way you would do that would be talk to the city, if they agree to go countywide. Obviously, the sheriff's department would then be the only law enforcement entity in Humboldt County.
Which I've already asked him,
Yeah,
and I got the answer, no,
You'd have to-
no way.
you'd have to decide whether to absorb the police department and the sheriff department, whether that's too many people. Obviously, it would require any police officer, they would have to get a raise because they make less than the deputies. And you really have to map out what's gonna be taken care of in the city of Humboldt. Because, and not that necessarily, and I don't wanna speak for the deputies either. I think one thing they've been really consistent about is out in the county and the towns that are covered, they don't wanna spend half their time trying to figure out if somebody's grass is too high. You know, like when you're talking about junk vehicles, cars parked where they shouldn't be for a long period of time, they'll always deal with that, but when you wanna talk about nuisance houses and houses that need to be knocked down or painted, you know, that's something that you could either look at a countywide code enforcement officer, or the city could have their road department take care of, but I think a lot of this would be convincing the city that it's a good idea. And, you know, we got a deputy in the school now, so that's really who handles most of the problems at school is the deputy. So certainly doable, and it's certainly something I know the board has talked about, or at least has been interested in, because it wouldn't make sense. It's always been convincing the city that that's the idea, and you know, we haven't done a good job of getting along.
And we were gonna put a door in the police department that would separate them. I think it's gonna cost a bid of $10,000. So we had a meeting with the sheriff's department and police department. Were you there, Rick?
Yes.
We thought we had things kind of cured. And then it just fell apart in 2 weeks, and then we're back right where we are again.
And one thing I would say, is no matter what you hear or read, or people tell you, when it comes to responding to calls, there's no problem. And I've been here a long time, but I've never seen a problem with the police department and sheriff's department working together when it comes to serving the public. I think the problems that we're talking about and that everybody's hearing about happen inside the law enforcement center. Once they leave to go somewhere, it doesn't matter if they hate each other or they're best friends. They're they've done a nice job of responding and working with each other. So I haven't seen that change, but obviously we've heard about the problems and so it'd be great if we could resolve those. They're not that fun for me either.
No,
I like.
No.
And
It's been a challenge. We finally got dispatched, but figured out that was a challenge. So,
and from what I see, separating that isn't gonna solve the problem. No, because they still are gonna have to come in the building, put someone in jail. Other things. So the separation, it'll help a little bit, but it ain't gonna solve the problem.
What is the problem? I mean, we all hear all this stuff. What is the problem? Where do you start?
Compatibility.
Yeah,
Just had it.
it starts, it works from the top down.
Personalities.
Personalities in the building don't mesh.
egos,
they just can't be professional.
Yeah,
no.
In the building.
In the
We
building.
can outside the building. That's what I think is more frustrating to me is,
Yeah, they can work together outside the building, and once they get in the building together, it's like junior high kids.
well, I see their cases and I see who's working together. And I see who's helping the other people, and I'm like, well, why can't we just do this? In the building, because you're clearly doing it when you're responding to a call and arresting someone, so it.
Go to the city.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely. You need to take as many people as you can fit in there.
So the last time I was at a city council meeting, you could clearly feel the bad feelings on their board towards what was going on as well. I mean, a couple of them are very angry about the way things have been handled or whatever, and I think that's pretty much their stance. They aren't willing to. But this is, pardon my French, it's asinine that we have to pull somebody out of one building to take them down to a building that isn't designed, any more designed than what they have down here. So if we have a fire going on or a fire meeting and the police are going in, they're gonna have the same thing. We're gonna have people. So,
And when it boils down to it, it's the taxpayers paying for this,
yeah,
which,
so we're on board.
Yeah,
I appreciate your email. I didn't reply back because I really
I read it too and I didn't reply back because I was, at that time, I was so pissed off.
I know, it's just dumb.
It is.
You know,
It's just HR 101.
It's,
I use it, the theory, and I'll leave it alone. My grandkids come over a couple of times a week, and if grandma makes brownies or has ice cream, we argue about the brownie. That one doesn't look as big as the grandma. That's the way it is. And it's like 2-year-olds that,
Right.
them I can at least look at them and say, here, have a little more.
So do we know why the city is anti? I mean, wouldn't that be eliminating a big problem for them? Where they, is it the control? I mean, I guess I don't know. But
This isn't something recent. This has been going
No, I
on
know.
for years.
and also,
And it's like a wound that just gets festered and
Right.
festered.
and they won't let it, they or it won't let it go. It's water over the dam. Move
Right.
on for
Yes.
God's sake. But he just keeps on jabbing a knife. So,
But I like your ability to be a referee if we.
Yeah.
I'm serious. We can get a mediator.
Right, sure.
I'm
We're gonna-
good.
But you wouldn't believe all the people that have said, yeah, I mean, it's crazy how many people feel the same way.
but the whole problem is, you've got, somebody's gotta get the
The
people
thing
that,
is, we're not the bosses
No.
over it. You are.
Mhm.
That's, the general public is the boss.
but the problem is, the general public will sit there and piss and moan about it, but yet they won't go to the city council.
Right,
That's the whole problem.
okay,
We'll put that in your shoulder.
What's that?
There's not many people at that city council is gonna listen. That's the problem.
Yeah, that too. Yeah. I agree with that. Yeah. So good luck.
But thank you very much.
Yeah,
I'll be
thank
there.
you.
You got everybody on a vine to hear.
thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Next on the list is the public hearing on a proposed resolution of the Humboldt County to approve the comprehensive plan. Sorry. So we need to go into a public hearing on this, right? Come on in. Morning. We have, somebody wants to make a motion.
I'll make a
to-
motion to open the public hearing.
We have a motion
I'll second it.
I'm sorry, so-
and a second. We'll open the public hearing at 9:52. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. We are open for discussion.
What were the dates of the first, second, and third readings? Or is this the first one?
This
This
is
would
first.
be the
First one,
first one.
okay, yeah, cause that's what I
Yeah.
thought, I didn't,
First
it
reading.
wasn't listed that way, and I thought,
So this has been. This has been on, how long have they had it? They went on our website, didn't Ben say the other day that it was on our website,
Yeah, it's
available
on
for
the website.
public reading? Available for
Yeah,
them to pick up a
yeah.
copy? 2 weeks is what I thought. Yeah. So it has been out and amongst the crowds, so. Was there any opposition written?
None, nobody even come and picked up.
No one even coming and picked up a copy, that's what you told me the other day, so. Anyway. I'll give you the floor.
I know we've had Midas work on this for
Oh my God,
3 years. I think, been a long time.
if they had fingerprints on all the people that have handled it, it would be covered with all the planners and. Not such, so.
And our planning and zoning board has gone through it.
They've done a good job. Very thorough.
Ben has looked at it multiple times, been Lutz, you know,
Seriously.
so.
So,
When would be, how many days is it between the first and second reading?
Not less than 4, not many.
Was it 4 and 10?
I believe so, so it'd be 2 weeks.
Which I was
roughly.
surprised.
Okay,
Well, in my opinion, and I'm not trying to sway you guys, but in my opinion, I think if we have the first reading, or
let's give it some time.
give it some time to let it, at least they all knew, they were all informed, have the second reading, and then
Waive the third.
waive the third if we don't have a whole wave of opposition.
The only thing that's changing is this parcel here that just got switched over from coal.
Okay,
The top's off, the taxes aren't completely paid up yet, so this whole section will be. Do you have the new one up? Right, I have.
Already you're sorted, already you got your thing sorted?
Yes.
Okay.
Right now, it looks like this,
okay,
going across, it will be red all the way to 205th. We just can't change it. Cause taxes aren't paid.
okay,
Okay.
So they're supposed to be getting paid hopefully this week. And then we can get it switched, so that is the only thing.
thank you for reminding me that taxes are due also. Um. So any other thoughts?
Well, hearing none,
Establish another meeting in the second reading, I suppose.
Ben, do you know the dates? Do we have to publish it again for the 20? Is it
5 and 20.
5 and 20? So what would 5 and 20? Well, it's almost the first, so 25 into April.
We have 2 weeks.
yeah, do it 2 weeks.
So that'd be the 13th. Do you want to do it at, say, do it first thing, 8:40, 8:45,
Do it first thing.
8:45 on April 13th?
All right, I'll make a motion to have the second reading on April 13th at 8:45.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second to have the second reading on this at 8:45. All in favor? Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Now we can close your public hearing if we're all done.
Who moved?
Mike,
Mike.
I made the motion.
or Rick
Mike
and
second.
Rick and Mike.
Mike second. I knew it was one way or the other.
I'll make a motion to close the public hearing.
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second to close the public hearing at 8:57. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Do we need to do this as a resolution?
Well, we can't do it until after our second and third
I
reading.
know, but we have the paper here. That's why I was confused.
Well, that's what made me confused when I sent it in there.
You could have skipped the rest of it.
Yeah, but
Oh, that's why it was on there. I
okay,
just assumed not.
I'd rather not either. That way it's just handled. All right. So we're set for the 13th at 8:45. Okay. We're good with that? You guys good? All right, thank you. All right, we're early for Colin. Is he on? I didn't see him up there. I looked earlier. Well, we can, how much time are you gonna need, Ben? Can you do it in 10?
Sure. Guys, can I bring up one thing here to go to?
Okay,
You guys, Ben has got this, they're gonna put that new culvert on that road north of me, there a couple miles. It's basically an abandoned road. Nobody uses it. I have no idea why in the hell we're fixing it. We got stakes out there to widen the road, regrade it. I have no idea. The only reason that road is used is for people out doing the booze cruise. It's a dead end on the west end. I have no idea why we are fixing that road. I would like an explanation why.
Why
Why we're doing anything to it.
why we're replacing the bridge?
Nobody used it. It goes nowhere. Anybody that takes grain goes a mile west, goes north. Nobody cuts across that way with it. And we can't go up the road Tom lives on, my brother, because that bridge is, you can't go loaded there. That's the one that needs fixing. Nobody goes crossways on it.
Can I vacate it?
Absolutely. I think everybody I talked to would take the road out, take the bridge out.
You bring me the other, well, I mean, I'm set to award the project,
I know that, but table it.
table awarding the project.
Yeah, on that one.
You gonna come back with 3 signatures to vacate?
I think,
I need every landowner.
I talked to everybody yesterday and I think everybody is in favor of that.
They're
Cause
all-
I mean, I don't know, how many years ago was it that you beefed that thing up?
Well, that one has never had nothing.
No, that was never even been worked
Yeah.
on it, okay. I just got that one next to it.
150th Street, there's like a 2-mile stretch of road, there's a
It's
10-ton bridge on it right now. This is one of the 2 projects that we have looked at years. It's been on the 5-year program for countless years. I mean, for the past 10 years, we've looked at bridges that we could maybe get rid of. Look at it, help, we need to maintain this bridge and this road there. Be honest, coming in now in the 11th hour, it's a little bit asinine.
Well, I didn't know what was happening until there was found out that just stakes are out.
I mean,
there.
if we don't wanna regrade the road, that's one thing, but not replace, the bridge. At this point in time, feels a little counterproductive.
You know, we had a stake last fall.
And I didn't know that, nobody else knew it either, but,
So Van, my question is, if we vacate it and someone went across it with a load of grain,
It wouldn't be ours.
it wouldn't be ours.
We'd have to sell the bridge to one of the adjacent landowners for $1. The road would go away. It'd be obliterated. Like I wouldn't leave any trace of it looking like a road.
it'd be like, just like the one south of where I live, it goes west.
Down
No,
before the
That's
ditch.
an old county road.
We still maintain that. That's a level C.
What do you do to it?
It's got a gated entrance. We still maintain the bridge. We still have the bridge inspected. The bridge is on the 5-year plan to get replaced with a railroad car. We laid the road when, Shelgren's, I think, have the farm ground in the west when they call. So that one we still.
In the winter time, this is a. There's no.
It's a no
removal.
snow removal.
Yeah, nobody uses the road, there's nobody lives on it.
I mean, the issue with us cleaning the ditch, and I didn't realize it dropped. I mean, I'll happily turn this to a level B when we're done replacing the bridge.
Why are we spending money on that bridge if nobody uses it?
People are gonna say,
Oh, when, for what, Ben?
you got crop on both sides,
I know that,
but
but
you got a 20-ton bridge to the southeast of it. We replaced the bridge northwest of this where the double box culvert
yeah, and everybody goes up that road, it goes to boat,
right now.
yep. Nobody uses this other one.
There was 4 cars that went through and stake, so. Not saying who it was.
Is that Booze Cruise?
Well, hopefully not that time of the day. I'm assuming they're working during the day.
Yeah. After dinner.
I don't know, fellas, this is just, we all talked about this yesterday in, Saturday, so. It. I
No,
didn't talk
he
to
didn't.
you, I talked to the landowners. Yes. Yeah, and then nobody can.
There's three landowners that it affects.
I mean, for the whole stretch, there's at least 4. Joe Jacobson Joe would be probably the most affected because he's got both sides of the creek or the river right now. If we don't replace this, he's gonna be landlocked on what's to the west of this creek, you won't have access to it.
That's kind of a big issue.
It is a very big
If
issue.
it was my land, I'd be wanting that bridge.
Dave Boswell's got some ground there. The owner of, I'm trying to think, who owns Red Farms?
That's, Joe Jacobson's 8.
They've got some ground. Everybody's got access either from Georgia or Hawaii, but the creek at the direction that it's at right now would landlock some ground for some property owners. That's why it was always
Necessary.
needed to be there.
Well, to replace the bridge. The road definitely does not need whites, because there's nothing on that. There's a lot better places in this county to spend their money than on that road. Guys, I've had my say, and, we talked about coming to the meeting here next week, but we will know that later.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Surprise.
Good morning.
When was this talked about? When we had was it two, or what, last week or the week before? When we put this out for bids? It's been out for bids for quite a while.
Yeah, I mean, this has been advertised for over a month. Bid letting was last week. Schedule is to
Award it.
Hey, we got exceptional prices
I was gonna say, we got great bids.
on it, and we've got a good contractor that's reputable, that's already in county. Like I said, we've looked at this, I can remember clear back in 2015. I put together a list of this stuff for Paul Jacobson back in the day, where it was, here's a half a dozen bridges that we could maybe get rid of. And we looked at all of them in great detail, and at that time, the board all said, because we're a rural farming community, like, we need to maintain these, otherwise somebody's gonna get landlocked. And we started looking at different parcels back then and who would be affected. If we pull this up on the map, you're gonna see that Joe has farm ground on the west side that we could have access to without this. If we vacated the road. Which, if I'm not replacing the bridge, I'm vacating.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
Jacobson, I know this size.
If they, you pull one of the bridges, it could.
We'll lose tenfold. But that's not even.
What was that? Did you say, Ben?
What?
What did you just say?
They're all from the right of way. They're gonna be for us. So we went and staked it last fall, and winter hit us before we could clean the ditch with maintainers. So the guys went back out last Thursday. Wednesday or Thursday,
Yeah,
last week,
Thursday, one of the nicer days.
and stood the lab back up and repainted them, and what do you guys are seeing right now?
You can't put that in the ballot. We can put them on the good trees and actually. Well, this lady was asking about if the city wanted to increase the levy, they could put that on. I don't mean to interrupt her, unless I'm pretty. I promised Bruce I would answer a question for him last week and I didn't.
Oh,
We're good.
Well, we can't put it on the ballot. Or there's like bond issues or.
Can't make it.
That's on our property taxes.
Dave
All
Boswell.
right, thank you.
Thank you.
So we can think. Dave Boswell has a 40 on the southwest side of this bridge that prevents from vacating. So
That'd be a dead end one for both directions. Quickly, if you get the
we're
bridge
gonna
out.
bridge out.
You know, we can't please everybody, so we're doing what's best for the most, for the
Yeah.
majority. That's pretty much the way I'm looking at it. It caused some hard feelings, but we have to do what we got put here to do.
I mean, the issue is whether or not we clean the ditch or not. That's like farmers get paid, which ditches get cleaned, but rather than, which is a necessity for the stability of the roadway, but. Look at just cleaning around cross pipes and intakes and.
If we don't, and again, I'm just being, if we don't do it for one, are we gonna not do it for the next one? I mean, I had an issue at my Livermore, a guy was really mad. We just went ahead and cleaned it anyway, so. Do we separate, start picking who we're going to not do versus who we're going to do? I don't think that.
Well, this isn't something we just
Careful.
brought up a week ago. I mean, it's been talked about, it's been on the plan, it's been. And I guess if that really was the feeling, then someone would have reached out before the day that we're awarding the
Yeah.
project. So that's my feelings, you guys make the decision.
I'm gonna say we move forward on it, and that's,
I'm just looking to see if Kyle was up there yet, or is he coming here in person?
What's that?
Says,
For Collins,
Says,
so he is not able to get on, so when you guys are ready, I'll just pop it.
oh, that's still
Okay.
be a phone, okay.
That's why you're.
I just said,
second,
I know you,
I'll second his motion.
well, I didn't hear the motion.
to move forward.
Move forward,
Yes,
we don't, do we need a motion, we are,
Award the project.
You're awarded project.
I know, but
But we've
we've already awarded it. He just did the numbers, so. I agree,
First and second to award the projects to Rogers Brothers.
Yeah.
yep. All in favor,
I,
make it official,
aye.
I said aye.
I know, but she's looking to see who made, you
One,
made the motion,
well, he made the motion, I second.
seconded. All in favor, aye,
I can't make it.
we're good, we're moving forward.
No,
Next item that I've got on the agenda is to set April 6th at 8:45 as the date and time for the Humboldt County fiscal year 27 budget and 5-year program hearing. These are the two required filings with the Iowa DOT. It has to be done by April 15th. They've both been submitted to the Iowa DOT. They've both met their approval. The next step is to bring in report of forest supervisors. The county residents and
Get our blessing.
get your blessing. Yes.
Anybody would like to make that a motion?
I'll make a motion that, meeting for April 6th, 8:45.
We have a motion and a second from Denon. Any other discussion? April 6th at 8:45, all in favor? Opposed, same sign, motion carried. 8:45.
The last item that I have for the agenda is to approve an application to work in the county's right of way with Midland Power to bring power across Georgia Avenue underground to the new scale house.
All right, everything in order on that? It is, I'll make a motion to approve the one already with the Midland Power.
We have a motion and a second. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Alright,
Opposed, same sign, motion carried. Ben, you wanna go back up to your first for the total was 414,823, and then it just. The numbers that. It was projected at was over 500, right?
Yes.
So we had a awesome. Bids.
If you look back at the bids that we've had historically for box culverts of similar size, these are prices that are cheaper than we've had the last 3 years for this box culvert size. For the 14x14, it's comparable to pricing of 17. They're for whatever reason, like the prices have come down on material. I think we've got more manufacturers for these box culvert projects, so there's
Some competition.
more of a market, there's more competition out there, more suppliers. And the contractors, I think, know that we as a county are good to work with. On the construction side, is that five bidders on these things. So, very competitive.
Yes.
Work must be hard to come by without any bidders.
Yeah, I mean, Rognes Brothers, like I said, they're in town, they're doing stripping out here at Peterson Quarry for Martin Marietta. They're the same ones that I worked on, DD 11 sub 1, that Collins will be talking about here shortly. They did a couple of box culvert projects for us last year. ECI, same thing. Vitamin hasn't been in a couple of years, but they do exceptional work as well. Same thing with the Midwest. Richards is one that we haven't seen in our area in a while. Last time I know they were here doing work, they were tearing out the hydroelectric for
Corn mill.
All right. Anything else?
I'm gonna make a request. I went back up and drove 190th Street. We got some edge rutting material that we have reclaimed when they did that curve around Avery's Hill. Could we spread that on the black spots? Because if it rains on them black spots on 190th, it's going to make a mess. I'm gonna have some complaints. It won't cost us nothing because that's reclaimed material. Would that work? Rather than put perfectly good rock on it.
something like just Band-Aid it.
Just Band-Aid it, yes, because it's just bare dirt, and if it rains, which it's going to in the next week or so, she's gonna be
Well,
smitten.
now it won't.
Okay.
That's well worth it, anyway.
No, I washed my truck, so it's gonna rain.
Oh, go die.
I can say something to the guys, I know there's a process of trying to clear out. Checks for driveways that came in. Harvest last year and. Last couple of weeks.
You know what I'm saying? I know we don't want to waste good money on a road we're going to bring up, so, but this is material that. It didn't cost us anything.
Sure.
So I'd sure appreciate if something got done. All right, thank you.
I will say something.
Thanks. Anything else, Ben?
I know that's all I had.
All right. Appreciate it.
Colin?
Yes, please.
Dixon Westgard, this is Brooke. Can I help you?
Brooke, can I talk to Colin, please?
Yes, I know he has a Zoom meeting this morning, but hang on a
That's
second.
actually us. He isn't able to get on Zoom, so we were just gonna call
Oh,
him.
crap. Okay.
Oh, crap.
Your call is important to us. We'll be right with you.
Good morning.
Hey, Colin, this is Shauna.
Yeah.
Hold on just a second here. It's not really loud. Okay. So Terry said you weren't able to get on Zoom, so we're just giving you a call so Colin is on, from Jacobson Westergaard for the approval for change order and pay claim for the 11 sub 1. So Colin, you can go ahead.
Yeah, so, basically, this is for the work that was done, really, it's been a couple months. They did it January through February timeframe. So this pay claim has basically, it includes some of the miscellaneous stuff, like all the tile connections. So I got all the GPS coordinates and the pictures and everything and went through a lot of those things in detail with the contractor. That's all included in this. And then for the change order, we were basically finalizing a lot of the contract quantities. And so with this, one of the big items is that the material was really good for the trench bottom, and so they didn't end up using any rock, and that helped reduce the contract amount actually. So with this change order would end up decreasing the contract amount by $4,377.75. I guess really the only other thing of note with that is that in the farm at the very north end, they were going to be pattern tiling that, and they have done, to my knowledge, I think they're done with that, all of that, maybe, if not all of it, the vast majority. And so when we cut through different private tiles in there, since they were retiling it all, they said don't hook anything in. But when they were going to be coming through, and so they had basically, instead of hooking the existing tiles up, we just had some core drill holes in the tile, like 4 different ones, and then they capped them off, and they gave those locations to the tiling contractor, and then that's where they hooked them in. So long story short, we added a new item for those because they weren't tile connections, which we had a bid item for. But in my opinion, that's something that we didn't have to connect any tile in that farm. And so they drilled 4 holes, and so we're just paying them a little bit for those holes. On the pay estimate, it's a total of $38,601.23. And essentially, the work on private land is all but done. I mean, they have to level out the spoils of that open ditch that they cleaned out before they started the project. And they're going to be doing that here. My understanding is not this week, but the week after. They're going to be coming back and basically finishing everything else up. But the majority of the work remaining is within road right of way. So there was part of that, and I don't know, is Ben in the room?
I'm still here, Colin.
Okay, yep. Okay, so yeah, in talking with Ben, something that he wanted was that there's this old clay tile that's in bad shape, and it runs kind of for a long stretch in Hawaii Avenue. And I completely understand this, but basically if we're going to be putting in this new tile, he wanted that old tile dug up, crushed, so it's never a problem in the future for the road. That obviously in the winter was a little bit difficult. So now that it's getting warmed up and stuff, we'll be able to get that finished off.
Do you have a date? Colin?
So I did just I was talking with them last week. Obviously we were working on this pay estimate, and they had told me 2 weeks ago that they were planning on the week of the 6th of April. And I talked with them late last week, and that was still the plan. So I had sent you an email, Ben. And we'll see what the weather. I mean, they're talking some weather stuff late this week, and maybe even some snow or something. But
Easy.
Don't say snow.
yeah, I know. Let's hope it doesn't happen. We don't need any of that. But My biggest concern with the timing was is looking like, oh, it's warm and dry, you know, how early are the farmers gonna start if we're gonna have that road all tore up? That was my only concern, but basically, you tell me if you've got any concerns with any of that, and we'll work with the contractor to do it whenever it should get done to not cause a bunch of problems. But yeah, that's my understanding is that their plan is to do it all next week. That includes pouring the head wall of that box culvert too, where the tile outlets.
Yeah, that's fine. Whatever works for the contractor. I mean,
Okay.
we'll be putting fresh rock over the top of whatever they end up disturbing and crushing. So,
So they actually run in the road itself,
yeah.
not just the right of way.
Yeah, it's kind of right in the road almost, or right under the shoulder.
800 feet out. It needs to be at least crushed.
Yeah, otherwise this is gonna cause problems down the road. Okay,
Hey Colin, before we finish this, we need to go into drainage, so we didn't do that.
Oh, okay,
Oh.
yep.
We wanna do that for our minutes, so I'd take a motion to go into drainage.
I'll make a motion to go into drainage.
Motion and a second to go into drainage, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, we are in drainage at 9:25 to cover our butts, so. Now, you got anything else on that, change order then?
Not on my end. I don't know if there was any questions anybody had, or if it all kind of made sense. I guess
Well,
it's always
anytime you're
good when
cutting
you lower the
price, we're good.
contract amount.
But you're good with, that thing, and it's too late now, it's sitting in the ground, I'm assuming. But you looked at that and you were good with that not having rock under it?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Yeah, it was wonderful. It was wonderful material at the bottom. This very good clay, and they shaped the bottom of it too.
Okay.
Typically, we only use that trench stabilization if you run into like soupy sand, you know, bad stuff, and then you dig it out a square bottom trench, and then you put bedding, you know, trench stabilization, larger kind of rock in the bottom to hold the pipe.
Okay,
I'll make a motion to approve pay estimate number 3 for the amount of $38,601.23.
I'll second.
we have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Anything else?
Make a motion. to go
Well,
into
we'll
drainage.
need a approval of the change order also.
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve the change order number 2
I'll second.
For 40,
for $4,377.75.
75. All right, we have a motion
A
and a
reduction
second.
of that amount, yep.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Change orders, good.
Okay.
Anything else in
The
drainage?
Only other what?
The only other thing that I wanted to mention on this project was just kind of give you an update on the reclassification. So we're wanting to get that all taken care of, you know, kind of sometime this spring so that the project can be levied this year. I had been kind of waiting on that a little bit because if you remember, there's that private lateral on the northeast part of this. We were going to make that a drainage district tile, but we needed basically agreement and signatures from all the landowners involved with that. So I had sent letters out, and I have 2 of the 3 landowners have signed that and sent it back.
And were they for it?
One-
Did they agree with you? Did they agree?
I'm sorry. they've agreed, those two of the three have agreed, and the third is the Archer Humboldt Inc., the farm at the north end, and they've got a farm manager. There was some confusion, and I got a hold of the farm manager last week on the phone, and he was gonna try to get a hold of the owner who was out of the country. So, but it sounds like that's gonna get signed. So I'm gonna go ahead and move forward with finishing that up, meet with the commissioners, and we can get the hearing scheduled to get that taken care
When
of.
you get a date in mind, could you let either Terry or Shauna know so that we can get that scheduled then?
Yeah, I will, yes.
Okay. Perfect. Anything else?
That's it for me.
All right.
I make a motion to move our drainage.
Thank you, Kyle.
Thanks, Colin.
Yep, thanks
Yes.
everyone. Have a good day.
Bye.
We have a motion to go out of drainage unless you guys have anything, Sean or Terry?
We had a couple calls, but we've given them, so they're in the process of being looked at or having
Okay.
contractors call.
Okay. Motion in a second. All in favor? Pose same sign. 9:30, we're out. All right.
Want me to go give me a call?
If you would be interested, that'd be good.
You get my walk. Yeah. No. You know, you are.
Thank you, Sean.
Two backhoe operators that were over in the vicinity of the door were both on private companies.
Yeah, we're gonna privatize, so.
Yeah, there was the one that you looked at by Stensland's that you don't see now, and that was a private tile, they're out in the field. And west of that, back to north, states, I think Mike Coleman is out working on. Repairing that 18-inch, but that's private tile too.
Yeah, I didn't know if they're gonna go on, up there in the Texas, so they're gonna go clear to the road or not, they're.
Yeah, that I don't know.
Got the phone right here.
There were still 400 or 500 feet away from the road when I drove by on Friday.
Plastic, it's.
It looked like 20-foot sticks of plastic,
Yeah, okay.
but I don't know how they've got enough cover on that.
Well,
Once you get.
it's shallow.
It's shallow.
Yeah, I know. That surprised me that they're using plastic. Alright.
Well, we could start our mini reports, waiting for her. Unless you wanna, whatever you wanna do. Play the Jeopardy theme
We
song.
could set that hearing too.
Okay, we can do that.
Quick.
Set that April 20th.
And then
I got a frog here. 9 o'clock. That's for
the official budget hearing.
our official budget hearing.
Alright, I'll make the motion to set the budget hearing for April 20th at 9 a.m.
Seconded.
Motion and a second for April 20th, 9 a.m. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Pose same sign. It is set. I'm really filling in these dates, man. I'm gonna be.
Yeah, get busy.
Oh, yeah.
Two for.
What's that time?
9 o'clock.
I'm scribbling here so that I can say, what did I write?
So my committee reports, I had, public safety meeting on Thursday,
Stay or?
and then I went, Sunday out to Rick Nurbridge to look at some drainage issues. That's it,
What was that? Sorry.
right?
What's
It's a vote.
today?
Thursday and Sunday for the drainage issue.
Did you wanna finish these or talk to Nicole?
Talk to the call.
She's here.
That's work.
Ready for me?
Yep.
Good morning.
Morning.
How you guys all doing?
Great.
Super, you look good.
Super.
Happy Monday. Happy
Those
Monday.
will be for drainage.
I'm coming in again to ask, of course, I would love to have a full-time clerk for the recorder's office. I talked to a few of you. I appreciate those of you who came in to check out our office and see what we've got going on in that fun area there with all the books and all the histories. So, I would love to again ask for a full-time clerk. We did talk about possible starting out though, if we could, a part-time clerk. We would be willing to negotiate for something of a part-time of maybe 30 hours a week. Starting them out at like an $18 an hour. I did budget in for something. I'm hoping I can still get it. I do not believe our office will ever be eliminated. They may get rid of us as officials, the elected officials, but they're still gonna need the same amount in our office to run it. As I talked to a lot of you, the history in ours, yes, we have a lot of back scanning to do. It worries me if there would be anything that would ever happen to our, God forbid, courthouse. We have a lot of records back there going back to the 1850s of history that we would love to, I mean, it's not scanned in. It's not even digitized. And if something ever happens to this courthouse, that's all gone.
It's on microfiche, isn't it?
Not all of it. The deeds are. Military's not. Is your change of titles?
No.
Yeah. Things that we talked about that you and I talked about possibly, we would love to get the change of titles on, but again, it's manpower. I know. If those are gone, they're gone. Things like that. That's just little things that I mean, besides all the other things that I told you about, you guys saw the books, those of you that came in and saw all that history back there. And I know that's minimal compared to a lot of things that you guys, I know that.
Are you behind?
Right now, we did finally get caught up last week. Real estate slowed down last week, so we are finally back to day to day. But as far as back scanning, doing any of the stuff, I know we were supposed to get, I don't know the name of it, was it ARPA funds back in COVID? I know a lot of recorders offices got those funds and were able to have a company come in and scan all of their records on for them. There's a lot of them that have started that, but we're doing it all, trying to save money.
We talked to them down in Des Moines. I think that was the group we talked to.
Yeah, about having somebody come in, that's gonna cost thousands and thousands of dollars also. We're trying to do it on our own and save money for the county to do it, but it's just a little bit at a time. I told you guys, I think on average, if we have a full staff, we can possibly get done a whole book a month each, if we have a full staff, but that's, I mean, it took us 5 years to get through about 20 books, give or take, with a full staff. Oh, no, it'd be more than that, more than 20, sorry. 40, anyhow, doesn't matter, but you know, you guys mentioned to us about possibly doing passports, and I was looking into that. I would love to be able to bring that back to our county because we don't have that in our county. And we have a lot of people that call on it. And I would love to be able to bring passports. I was looking into possibly trying to figure out a way to do that in our office, but there's no way with a 2-man office.
You have somebody in mind for this position?
I do not.
Through the ad paper.
Put an ad, or we can go through the applications we already had and offer it up. I've had a few people that have come to me asking if we're hiring, but I don't have anybody personally in mind. I just know there's a few of them that came and they'd even say the same thing. If you're even looking for part-time, let me know. So it's just an idea.
It worked to hire like a summer help when school gets out. Ben's daughter's pretty good at it, from what I understand.
These books,
Aren't we all? I wonder where she gets it from. Oh, okay.
these books that need to be scanned, how many of them are there?
Oh, gosh.
Just a rough estimate. I know I've been back there and seen them, never counted them.
I've never counted them. I mean, we've just gotten back, just not indexing part. We're working on the back indexing right now for the deeds back to 1965. But that's only, they've been scanned. We're working on the back indexing right now to get them on Iowa land records. I showed some of you guys about the Iowa land records. I don't know how many of you guys they weren't familiar with it. And all your history is on Iowa land records, and we're trying to get it back for banks to use, for abstracting companies, for lawyers to be able to use and have access to that Iowa land records that's used clear across the country.
It'd be a good opportunity for job shadowing, or, you know, something that school kids could use to learn about this kind of stuff. That's that's where I was leaning towards.
Yeah.
No, I would love, yeah.
Oh,
if we-
when she says it's a book per month, well, if there's 100 books, or is it 50 or 25? I was just trying to get a rough idea.
Oh, it took us, like I said, I started 5.5 years ago, and they were, gosh, I didn't have to go look and read them or count them. There's about 50 of them there, and they were just beginning about 5.5 years ago, and we just got through scanning those last fall. So that took about 4 years for us. I mean, and that's only as time allows, just depending on what we've got.
Spare time.
Yeah, that's literally just as time allows. It's not fun. But it's.
Monotonous work.
It is. It is. And yeah, would that be great if I could have, you know, I think I talked to Trish about that at ISAC about, you know, it would be great to have somebody that could come in and want some volunteer hours or want to, but you're not gonna find very many
No.
kids or people in general that want to volunteer just to sit and scan military and scan deeds and scan.
You do that legally?
miscellaneous. You
Can
know,
someone part-time?
not military, they can do
Right.
the other stuff that's public.
I'm just asking, I don't know.
Yeah, 65 years and older, they could do the military because that's all public record. But the rest of it's all public, so that's, yes, could be done. It's them learning how to do fee and instrument types. Those have to be, there's certain fee and instruments that have to be used for each document. There's different, we have probably about 150 different fee and instruments. So you just have to read the document, be able to learn, understand the document to figure out what fee and instrument to use on them.
So what's your wishes?
Yeah. That's quiet.
Yeah, just sitting there thinking, oh, we got so far behind.
Well, not far behind, they just never used to do it. You know, the books, they were written in a book went up on the shelf, and that was your record.
As far as the, up until Diane came in 11 years ago, they weren't even doing anything on the computer. It was hard for some people were dragging their feet. They just didn't want to go to the digitize. I mean, you don't in computers. So we have right now 1996 is when computers started and things started getting uploaded. And so that's just stuff that we're trying to do, trying to get on ourselves. So it's not that it got behind, it's just they never did it. So we're trying to do it to get it on there. So if something would ever happen with us having that, the computers and the different scanning things that we have.
But your everyday work, you're staying up with.
We just got caught up last week. Yeah, we were pretty far. It was a busy January and February month, but we finally, last week's line has slowed down a little bit with real estate. So we'll see if it picks back up again here being springtime. But as of right now, the farming kind of slowed down. That's farming, ag land, stuff like that is a lot of the January, February, that's the winter months. But now that they're getting into the fields, then we'll start seeing more of the real estate in the towns. If that goes up, if people decide to buy.
So does the 30 hours qualify? That's just part-time, right?
That would just be
They
a
qualify.
There's benefits.
It's qualified for benefits at 30. You back it off to 29, they don't.
I don't think we have it in the budget.
I'm willing to, yeah, it was an idea. I just thought, oh, if they had off, you know, one day every other week, something to that effect. I'm willing to compromise. It would just be nice to have some extra help to keep us.
It would be nice if you got a school kid in there to help them out during the summertime especially like a senior going into college, your junior going into college, or whatever.
The other side of the coin is if you only have 2 people in there and through the summer, I know you're not don't have 10 weeks vacation or something like that, but if you only have one in there and they go to lunch, the office gets closed.
Yeah.
Yep, we've been running into that. We've already had, one last week when I was gone to ISAC and Mary Beth was there. She went to lunch and we had, somebody that came up to renew their side by side or ATV or whatever, and they weren't very happy apparently, according to the assessor's office. And I had one when she was gone. We closed and she had drove a couple hours to come get her birth certificate, because birth certificates from 1984 to the present are online, so they can get it from any county recorder, but before that, you have to go to your actual. So like, all of us would have to go to our actual county where we were born to get our birth certificate for like the driver's licenses, the stars, the passports. So when you drive 2 hours to go get it, they're not very happy. The office isn't open for us to be there. But
Yeah,
just little things like
any
that.
thoughts?
Any questions?
Maybe we back the hours down a little bit, so it's really truly what I call part-time.
30 hours seems like a lot. We went down to 20,
24 would be what, 8-hour days?
3 8 hours, let's do that.
24.
That'd be 3 days a week, 3 out of 5, so. 2/3.
And they still get full benefits, right?
No.
No.
They do, okay.
You gotta get, if you, anything over
Yeah,
29,
okay.
am I right, Trish?
It's 30 hours. Or
It's
more.
it, 30,
Okay.
anything over 30.
That
I
is
mean, if you have a person that is hired at 20 hours and 1 week
They
they
run
work 30
over.
just because that doesn't count.
Doesn't
It's
matter.
if they're scheduled and hired as 30 hours or more.
And you're talking, are you talking just a 3 month?
Well, see who gets the, I mean, I'd like to see it be part of an education type funding. Benefit, but if you get an elderly person that's to come in 3 8-hour days and do it, well, so be it.
Yeah, a student to do that, I mean, besides summer, but they're gonna be in school full time to be able
Yeah.
to do that, it's gonna not.
It's almost college proof that you get in this high school thing.
It wouldn't be bad. I can see that.
How about I'll make a motion for what I truly call part-time at 29 hours a week. At that, $18 an hour.
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second. For you're classifying it as 29
Yeah.
hours a week. At $18 an hour. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, motion carried.
Thank you guys, I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
See how that works out. Keep
Thank you.
busy, get some scanning done.
Oh.
That's why we bought the scanner.
Right,
All right,
right, thank
Thank
you,
you.
I appreciate it.
How much did Keegan get done when she was getting for you? Quite a bit.
All the drainage district files downstairs, I should say, the large, like, plan set files.
You didn't do them little books that were down there?
If there were small books or like the paperwork that follows a lot of the district projects, like those were scanned as. As part of it. I think she got a couple of other books in the auditor's office, like secondary road map books and things that would be used. I know she's got a part-time job at the winery like Badger this summer, but should be open to.
Well, she's got experience, you wouldn't have to
Yeah.
train her.
Yeah, I mean, she knows how to run that scanner very well.
Walk in the door, hammer away.
Are they, and she's,
Smart.
yeah.
From her mom.
Definitely from her.
We don't know that.
all right. Leave them alone, we'll move forward. You done, Bob, with your committee report?
Yeah.
Okay.
Monday, I seen the fire up north. I went and investigated it at the potholes. It was a farmer burning some CRP and, drove 190th because I had no idea about it. So I had to go check it out and see where it was. What was going on and, just address it today, in fact. Tuesday, I went and met with Doug Miller in Cassuth County. Talked about gravel pits. I believe he said they got 14 of them.
The county? Oh,
Yeah.
there's just that county. In the county.
They're not even in the county. They just bought a quarter section in 2002
Oh,
in Palo Alto County that they now mine. In fact, they pulled rock out of Boat's pit over here already. The new one by Bradgate, they've come down and got rock out of that. From what I gathered from him, it costs $2.50 a ton to crush it and put it up. And they lease some of it, lease costs them $1 a ton, so you get $3.50 in a ton of gravel from in the quarry. The quarry south there where you turn and go to Irvington,
yeah.
they own the backside. They own the south one and they own the backside of it. Wetzel owns the front part and they own you asked that question that week and I just the phone minute.
Excuse me, yeah, what is the cost for limestone?
Oh,
That's a good over there.
10.
From Martin Marietta, it's $11.30 from,
Stratford.
Stratford gravel, I think it's 9.5. I'd have to double check.
They don't use limestone up there.
No,
They, the grass-based sand.
They use some limestone. Some of their heavier traffic roads are limestone, but otherwise, majority of their roads are sand road.
I see.
That's the reason why we have so many trucks coming to our county.
I delved into that conversation with him. I said, what do you mostly use it for? He said, are level B roads, which, why would you want to put $14 a ton rock on a level B road? Made a lot of sense. Very articulate man, 40 years up there. That's, it was an interesting conversation. Wednesday had DCAT meeting, Hamilton County. They don't know where their funding is going to do because it's still in limbo. That's pretty much what we got out of that meeting. We'd like to go a direction, but if you don't know you're gonna have the funding for it, you can't go anywhere. Had a NACO webinar Thursday, and then Trish gave me a call. We come in and talked a little bit with issues that's going on that we just needed to talk about. That was pretty much it.
Quiet week, I didn't have anything going. We did have a burn south of me. Did anybody ever? I tried to drive down there. It was south of where I live, south and west, east. I think it was just a CRP. It was a CRP burn, really what it was.
South of your place,
Yeah.
into Webster County.
Yeah, I think they were burning along the highway, weren't they?
Wow, burn last week.
Is that what?
So,
It was on the south side along or the east side along the river, right?
yeah.
I think that might be,
Yeah, I think so.
I saw them.
All right, Wednesday I had the IDDA, we had it over in Clarion this time. It was nothing too overly concerning. They set the date for the clerk for each administrators for July 16th in Fort Dodge. They're gonna have her annual meeting in Fort Dodge again, the same Starlight. They talked about some legislative issues, got a whole list of all the different bills and that are moving forward, whether we're for or against. Nothing's really controversial then. So that's about it. And then I did the public safety on Thursday morning.
That's it?
Yep.
All right. Tuesday, the 24th, I had my UDMO monthly meeting. That was fairly well received. I think everybody was, we're still trying to do some planning, strategic planning with that. So we'll see how that goes. Thursday night, We had CFR on Zoom, both Udmo was Zoom also. CFR meeting. And of course, you could tell by the nature of the beast, the crowd was a lot of Hawkeyes. So our meeting moved fairly fast because we had some complaining about basketball games on. Basketball game started 10 minutes ago, so Bob Thode was running it, and then of course Bob took quite a long lap around the place to make sure everybody knew he ran it pretty fast so that they could watch the basketball. So anyway, everything went pretty good with that. Then we went to juvenile detention down in Eldora on Friday, excuse me, the 27th. That was back to kind of a back and forth. We seem to have everything settled. We just don't seem to have Mike sitting over in the corner. They're involved in that. We're having a lot of discussion on the group that paid to get in, which I think we were part of that group. And then the group that was pushed out because they didn't, and there's the back and forth about, well, we paid, it's not fair that you guys get in for nothing. And then there's the group that later than that they're really mad because they don't, why should we have, and one of them was from a larger county that, they just used the number as a census number, but we had $1 a person. Well, Dubuque would be over 100,000 people. I told them Humboldt County only has 10,000 people, but if I called our auditor and said, I need 10 grand to get in to see juvenile detention, I'd probably make her day a little miserable because I don't think we have 10,000 extra dollars. So that went back and forth for a good hour. And then they finally just decided that they're going to put it back in the executive groups to try to figure out a manageable way, because some people said it's not fair. Other people said, well, I said, my point to them was, is if we let it happen, are we all just going to look at the floor the next time it's brought up and say, well, that group didn't have to pay, but this new group, you're going to make pay. So where's the fair? So that was, I think it was a little after 12 when we got out of it, but they did buy pizza. So Rick and I were fairly happy that we got a piece of pizza. So, and Mary from Hamilton County, she brought rolls, and Kyle was on Zoom from Kasuth County. He knew she was bringing rolls, but he didn't realize she brought 5 sheet pans of rolls. Well, Rick was in heaven, but he doesn't eat breakfasts, but he had several rolls and nice homemade cinnamon rolls. So they were, oh yeah. Well, that didn't make any difference. He just said, I usually don't eat breakfast, but they were really good rolls. So anyway, that was my week.
Bruce,
Yeah.
can you?
Go ahead.
Bruce, can you just kind of bring me up to speed? What is the argument? What do you got? Trying to help bring me up to speed on this. What is the con?
There was a lawsuit filed by one of the counties that they didn't go through all the paperwork, and Mike, I hope I get this right. They didn't go through all the paperwork of getting this down to Des Moines, when here in a week or two, hopefully we're going to get our 2080 agreement organized, so that we have to go back and bring all those counties that were voted in. Every county has to approve them. Then it goes back to our board down there to say that Humboldt County or Kasuth County and everybody voted in favor of bringing that group in. Then it goes back to us, we approve it, then it goes to Des Moines, right? So that it can be ratified, so that everybody is one group, as opposed to And I don't,
Kind of skip some process.
yeah, we skipped some process and we were, according to someone, said that they were out soliciting counties just to get their numbers up. Well, we don't know that. I don't know if that actually happened, but that was an accusation that was made, so, and, you know, we have beds down there that everything on in the juvenile detention is on bed space. We only, I think we have 50 some beds, but we only have license for 40 some kids. Maybe it's 50 or 60 and 50. So we only usually run in that area because you can only have the amount of kids that you have space for. And then if you have over number of kids, they have to put them out to another detention center. And the rules are really strict. They have to keep them under the guy or under the number, but yet, depending on what they're there for, is the amount of people that they have to have. It's kind of like the babysitters over here. For every baby we have to have so many adults there to make sure that the kids are properly taken. That's the same thing. We also have some issues down there that we're dealing with for maintenance that we've kind of just keep sweeping under the table. And so the building is some pretty good expenses. So we were told that our numbers probably aren't going to look very good for a couple of months, but yet by the same token, the group that has taken this over from past, Cassie, is doing an awesome job. She's the numbers we got, we're almost back to full strength in our people that work there, which is good. Our numbers are good but we just have to get some things fixed. So that's kind of where we're at. And we're dealing, Mike is, his firm is working with us on our handbook. And I don't know, any of you that update your handbook on a, like CFR, we do that almost every other month. We update things so that when we don't get behind the ball like we've been down there. So those are things we're doing. That's why it seems to take forever. And if you ever want to ride along, you talk about a meeting. Oh my God, it's
just interesting, and I appreciate you giving me the time.
Mike's went down a couple of times and
learned a lot.
And you know, and I've said this before, the kids that are in there it's scary because we get a list of what they're in there for and it scared the hell out of you. That this thing sits right across the street from the Eldora High School. So it's.
And some of the things that happen.
And some of the things that happen are, yeah.
That's good.
So anyway. I guess I would, let everyone know that we are gonna have a.
You have something?
No, it's just Bruce explained it pretty well. It's just the issues that, you know, when it first started, counties paid to get it started. And then they brought in counties that didn't contribute, they just brought them in. They weren't following.
The revenue was nice, they were getting kids, and see, Polk County is not one of ours, but they're always looking, cause they have issues with kids. So they're always looking to bring kids over to us. Well, then we pay a certain amount because we're members, but non-members pay a larger number because they didn't have any skin in the game, but we'll take their kids and we get a little bit more revenue out of that. So those are things that, and Polk County has their own, but they always are dealing. That Bob wanted us to know that Webster County was not the lead county this month, which everybody always gives everybody a bad time. Well, and our numbers, knock on wood, we've been pretty good. So anyway, we have a exempt session pursuant to code 20.17-3. So we are going to provide some strategy meeting of public employees and collective bargaining, right, Mike? But can we just get out of our meeting, or will we do that?
Yeah, do you
after?
have anything left?
I
No,
don't think so.
we're down to you.
During your regular meeting, because this is an exempt session.
Okay,
All right. I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
we have a motion and a second to adjourn, and we'll do that at 10:03. And we appreciate everyone. I would let you know that tonight we have our meeting at the conference board with Linda up here at 6 o'clock. And remind you that your taxes are due what, Wednesday?
Tuesday.
Tuesday?
Tuesday.
Mine are tomorrow, all right, so
I'm in your same boat. I gotta remember to get them in.
all in favor of the
Aye.
opposed, same sign, thank you all. Here we are. Made it.
Thursday, at the request of emergency management, we did provide an excavator